case has been brought actually underscores why recusal is so necessary. So with that, I'd love to open it up to questions or comments. I know it's a complicated case. We try and simplify it, but this is obviously a big issue with a lot of people, and frankly 43 states and veterans across the country feeling like they were scammed by this guy, and I think the case should be brought up the court with appropriate seriousness.
David, are you saying that there should be a blanket rule that an attorney general should not be allowed to investigate anybody who gave money to us?
I'm not saying that with this. I'm saying that if this is not just about a $1,000 contribution. There are so many more connections back to Mr. DeWine, his fellow AGs, his fellow members of the Ohio delegation. I mean, I said in 06 and 08, and this is something that I would think the prosecution would look into. What in the world was the reason that this PAC was so interested in Ohio politicians in 2006 and 2008? More Ohio politicians got money from this PAC that year than any other part of the country. Mike DeWine happened to be one of the largest beneficiaries, but a whole lot of names, and not just the incumbents either. Who was talking to this guy? Who was saying, give to Kurt Schuring? Give to Deborah Price? I want to know the answer to that question. So you've got all these other, it's the contribution itself that was never returned. It's the fact that you have so many other, fellow, politicians who have connections with Mike DeWine, his fellow attorneys general, his predecessors, his fellow Ohio delegation members. And then you have something that Mr. DeWine acknowledged that he didn't even know was the case, that someone who ran his transition team had been the lawyer for this person a year or two before. I'm in a private law firm. In a private law firm, if there's a conflict of interest, you actually send around a memo that documents that so-and-so should be sealed off from any discussions on that case. I think we should know from the Attorney General, what did they do to seal off Betty Montgomery from a case where she had been the lawyer and had a whole lot of liability based upon what happened later. So it's not just the contribution. You could have arguments. You should talk to prosecutors about what they would do simply if they had a contribution. Because I think some would tell you the contribution alone would mean I should be recused. This case isn't even that simple. This case is the connection is far deeper, and there's a lot more going on than simply a $1,000 contribution. I have talked to prosecutors, not mentioning this case, who told me, oh, if I got a contribution, I wouldn't even bring that case. I'd give it to someone else. But this is far more extreme than that.